Here's my thoughts about why the news. All the news stations are losing viewerships. It's not because of what they say it is. Although there's reasons why they're right about liberals and fake news and the propaganda on the news stations about how they're losing viewers. Not going into them because you all know fake news and liberal agenda propaganda is probably the major reasons why they're losing viewers. But here's my thoughts on why conservatives stations are not getting viewers, and they're losing viewers because of other issues besides cable companies cutting the news networks. Yeah, that's partly the reason, and easily can be fixed. They can always switch cable companies and phone companies. If the phone companies drop the apps, which they don't. AT&T has not dropped any of my conservative apps yet. So Newsmax, stop saying AT&T because I'm still getting apps. Your app, Epic News app, Aon app, and other American Voice app. So it's not AT&T dropping you. Besides, for DirecTV, every long time coming, I gone to my mom's and watched her DirecTV. They never had Newsmax on this news station company anyway. So that's been for a while, not just for 1 or 2 months. That's been about a year and a half since I've been going to my mom's. Newsmax never been on DirecTV stations. Also, how you guys cover news is huge reasons. You guys only focus on like world, national issues like money, economy, the conflicts around the world, which I don't mind sometimes if you cover the humanitarian aspect of the conflict. Like Newsmax is doing, and sometimes Epic Times covers Ukraine. They cover the humanitarian aspect, not the money, and not major reasons why conservatives are not for the war. And they worry about money and the economy and where the money is going, and saying Ukraine is corrupt. However, they're not worried about the human lives and human beings, humanitarian crisis going on in Ukraine. Yeah, no thank you. I stick with my social conservative Christian views. And also, that's another major reason why these conservative networks like Fox News, Epic News, and CPAC, and American Voice is losing viewers. CNN did have the humanitarian crisis are going on. This is the reason why I love Anderson Cooper. It's because he goes to these places and shows the human side of these wars. And even though I do not like journalists in the middle of a war zone, I don't think it's necessary to bring us complete insight of wars. They're putting themselves in danger unless they want to be part of the war and fight back. Okay, that's cool. But to just cover the news about the war and conflicts, no, not needed. They should just stay home and ask some of the soldiers and people during the war zone, like on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, they post constantly about what's going on in the war. If you guys go to their sites, the post, you don't need to cover the whole damn war in person. I think it's more dangerous. Look at Benjamin Hall, Pierre and Sasha, who Benjamin Hall doesn't even mention on his post, murmuring about that day and what happened. He only talks about himself and Pierre, not Sasha. Talk about not being humanitarian. But anyway, that's huge reasons why I don't watch the news. They don't cover enough social Christian conservatism aspects of humanitarian. This is why I think we're losing that in our country. They watch the news, conservative, liberal, or just in the middle, and just not being focused on the Christian social conservatism or liberal side, even though I'm not liberal, but still, this is a reason why the Republicans, alt-right, conservative-leaning white people do not win government seats and government spots. They don't focus on Christian conservative, social Christian conservative values, morals, and ethics. They only focus on the money side of the conservative party. And the reason why there's more moderate conservatives who are not part of the conservative party anymore, who are not with the Republicans, who are still part in middle, moderate blue dog Democrats, and just flat out independent conservatives outside CPAC, is because we really want people to focus on Christian social conservative values, morals, and ethics. But no one does it anymore, which is sad because we're losing that aspect of life. And watching women on Fox News talk about God and how the godly woman, but while they're working on Fox News, having young kids, or a lot of kids, like 9 kids, and one who have heart issues. Where's the social conservative Bible Christian people there? They're not Christian, they're not social conservative, and they're not godly women if they're working with young kids and a lot of kids. I'm still a Trumpican, still with Trump, but I don't like how his daughter and his daughter-in-law is working constantly with young kids at home and working consistently where they have the money and they can be a stay-at-home mom instead of being a socialist and other aspects where they think they could be better mothers and better wives if they're socialites or working mothers. But what about the kids? You wonder why they have mental issues and mental problems and go to drugs and have issues more than that. Your kids need you home. Your kids need to have you as a parent, not a socialite or working all the time. And plus, people who have the money they can stay home because they have the money to stay at home and be a real mother, not a socialite or working mom. That's not a real parent. And if you want your own time, try doing that when they are sleeping or at school, when you can be yourself. Oh wait, you can't because you're a parent. And other Christian issues, people just have major closed-minded, closed-hearted analysis on how they approach issues. They are so misguided with fear and information from these conservative alt-right places where they give you false information, false, misguided stuff, where you're afraid of gays and bisexuals and transgender, but you don't want to be out of your shelter, your little glass houses and private world Bible, where you don't want to meet them and you don't want to talk to them. You guys really need to know these people before you judge them, because like many people say, they can be your best friend, but also if you don't treat them right, they can be your freaking enemy too. You need to know what love is love, and how people want to be treated, and instead of being hated because who they are. That's not real Christian. Love thy neighbor and love is love is a real Christian commandment. You cannot just hate because of the beliefs and the policies. It's wrong. This is why I'm an independent conservative now, because I'm done with the bipartisan crap. And life is not just about jobs and economy and money. It's more than that. You need to learn how to stop being greedy and gouging prices. Going back to that second to last subject. Yeah, I understand kids younger than middle school should not be taught about these lifestyles or sex aid education. However, if we don't teach them at home in the right way and the healthy way, they learn it from somewhere else. And they might have kids when they're still kids. You guys need to understand your ways are just as liberal, very liberal, as being them liberal. So you need to stop being biased. And Newsmax, you're not making us think and making us choose for ourselves. You have one side agenda too, and you're pushing your agenda and propaganda too, instead of being making us think for ourselves. You guys need to stop with the crap and stop lying about things, Newsmax. Thank you.